Holla.
It's Miss Streetz on that'sgoodradio.com.
That'sgoodradio.com. I have a R&B singer on the line right now, Chi.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. What's going on? How you feel?
I've been great. I've been trying to get this music done and moving forward, so I'm feeling awesome.
That's what's up. So you're an R&B artist, correct?
I'm actually a fusion artist. I consider myself a pop artist, but I do tap into the R&B pretty heavily.
Okay, so you kind of dip and dab in different genres?
Yeah, that's definitely my goal, because my biggest thing I want people to know about music is that it's versatile. So it's important that I kind of tap into a lot of different things. So whether it be, international or pop, a little bit of rock here and there, some classical stuff, but definitely the heavy R&B presence as well. So
I just want to say, first of all, I like your record, See Through. I think it's a hot record. Do you want to talk about how, the record came together? Who's the producer? Who wrote it?
Yes, of course. The producer is a guy by the name of Black Metaphor. He is absolutely amazing. He has been making a lot of moves in Atlanta and in Tennessee, where he's been living for a little while now. And he has an amazing ear for all kinds of music. He can do anything, any genre. And so when I heard the record, I was just like, oh my gosh, I have to have that. So, I sat down with a writer and artist that I work with by the name of True Sky. He's absolutely amazing. And we sat down and really kind of just banged it out. And the record itself, it's from experience. It's a true story. It's, everybody's gone through heartbreak, but for me, it was kind of a deeper thing, because I was convinced that I was in love and that I was getting it back. So that's kind of where the whole song came from. But I wrote it, co-wrote it with True Sky, and we really did a phenomenal job on it. So I must say so myself.
Right. So when's the project dropping? Like the LP, the album, or where can we get like a whole bunch of your music, basically?
Right now, I'm working on singles. I really want to save the project for later in the year. I have been working with a project in my mind, but I really want to get a feel for what people want from me before I really sink my teeth into releasing a project, just because I would hate to put my blood, sweat, and tears into an EP and it not be what people want from me. So the response from See Through has been really dope. People are really feeling it. They're loving what I'm giving. So I'm definitely wanting to tap into something a little bit different and see what the response is to that with a couple more singles, and then I'm going to probably release a full-length project.
All right, sounds
that
good.
Just a little inside scoop is I am planning to do a mixtape, a covers mixtape soon. So before I do an EP, I will definitely be releasing a mixtape, and you're the first to know that.
I was about to say, that's exclusive right there. Thank you for that.
It is.
Very exclusive. So, can't wait for that to drop. But before we get into all that, we want to rewind it just a little bit, and I want to ask you, like, when was the first time you realized like you wanted to be a singer and you knew that you had it?
Well, I've always known that I love music and I love singing. I've been doing it since I was like a very young child. According to my parents, I would run around the house screaming and singing and sitting them down on the couch to perform for them for hours upon hours every day when they got home from work. So I don't remember ever not knowing that this is what I want to do. But when I was in middle school, I was always active in choruses and competitive choirs and competitive solo stuff like that. But we went to a conference out in Stone Mountain, actually, and it was a whole bunch of choirs from around the state came, and each school got to nominate somebody to audition for a solo. And my school nominated me to audition, and I ended up getting the part. And so I sang a solo in one of the songs that the whole camp sang in front of the entire camp, which was about 4,000 to 5,000 people. And I just remember thinking when I stepped out the stage that this is what I have to do for the rest of my life. Like, it was a short little solo, but knowing that I was standing on the stage and people were listening to my voice and loving it.
Right.
And it was doing something that I loved. That was the moment when I knew that I can't do anything else but sing.
Yeah, that's a really, really good feeling. Let me just ask you these questions. Well, one question, put it like this. If you had the opportunity to work with an R&B artist today, who would that be?
Ooh, that's a tough one, because there are a lot of people making moves right now. An R&B artist I'd want to work with today, I'd probably have to choose, even though she's not really R&B, Rihanna. She's R&B and pop. And the reason I say that is because she has a different approach to her music, and I would just like to get that inside what process is like. So more so not even just the product, the music itself, but I want to see what her process is like when she hears a record and sits down and, they present it to her, whether she's helping with the writing or not. Because she's grown, I've been a fan of hers from the beginning, so seeing her evolve into the artist she is today from where she started, I just want to know, what it is that she does and see, what I can take from that, because I do look up to her. And
she's definitely, staying relevant, which is kind of hard to do. But as far as you just being in the game, like, how do you separate yourself from, like, everybody else that's singing out there and doing R&B and pop music and stuff?
I ask myself that every day, because I want to make sure that what I deliver is something that's not out there and something that, only I can give. And I feel like the answering of that question will come with time, to be honest. I know that what I have inside and what I, have been dying to do forever, and what I'm finally really getting a chance to do is something unique. And I feel like the honesty that I present, and which is the reason I started doing my video diaries, is something that I don't think a lot of artists are doing right now. I think they're trying to give you a little bit of who they are, and they're trying to make sure that you know the quote-unquote real artist, but I think still they focus a little too much on being relevant as opposed to being real.
Right.
And so for me, being honest and being an open artist and just letting you know that, yeah, this isn't easy and it's definitely not cheap, or, yeah, I struggle trying to figure out what to sing, and yeah, I have pitch problems when I'm live sometimes, or, oh my gosh, that show was awesome. Those are the things that I feel like a lot of artists nowadays aren't doing. They're giving you the real part as far as how much their lubes cost and what their Gucci bag, how hard it was for them to get this Gucci this time. But, that's real for them. But real for me is being able to relate to other artists and other people who are on the come up like me.
Right. So that sounds good. Definitely, like I said, I'm waiting on the music, and hopefully after everybody listens to your single tonight, they'll support that and also be ready to hear more material from Chi. So do me a favor now. We're going to do the world premiere right here on That's Good Radio of your new single. So introduce it to everybody. And before you do that, thank you for calling too, okay?
Thank you so much, Ms. Streetz. I appreciate you having me on your show. Yeah. Right now, we're going to get right into my debut single, See Through. It's a smash hit. When you love it, tweet me at the Chi Christine on Twitter. Make sure that you stay connected with me, because I want to make sure that everyone who loves this song, I get to say thank you for listening. But right now, See Through just for you.
All right.